Barney, you mentioned the epic. You must be one of the fittest fat guys I know. I mean, 5 epics, is it? It's a 1 full Ironman, and you've done numerous half-Ironmans. How frustrating was that first 5 weeks, not being able to get up, leave the house, get on your bike, doing things you normally do?
Yeah, I was fortunate. I was quite well prepped from an indoor training point of view. So our garage had just been modified into having a treadmill, which obviously I don't use. And I've got a watt bike and a stationary bike as well. So I just logged on to Zwift. So I can comfortably say I'm probably the fittest fat guy out there at the moment. Yeah, but yeah, not being able to get out on the trails is quite frustrating. And the event Scalla, I mean, I think if you invited every single S&C and fitness coach that I've had in my career and asked them if they could pick one guy who wouldn't go into endurance sports, I'm pretty sure I'd be top of everyone's list.
I can vouch for that. I ran next to you plenty of times on a field.
When you were lapping him.
When we were lapping you, yeah. We're the guy who's like, come on, Bonnie, yeah? 1 more lap, 2 more laps, where you've got only half a lap left.
I've told you that story about we were doing a fitness session and Plum was... we were finishing off with Mark Steele and Plum was getting worked up because the guys were sort of knocking balls on, and eventually we then started that old story, get to the line, and we had to run this shadow loop in a certain time and just get the ball through the phases and get through to the back line. The winger's got to score, and flip this one guy, this one center whose name won't be mentioned. Luckily it's not you, Jean, but it was obviously for the Sharks, and I promise you, we do 1 lap, drop the ball, back to the line. 1 lap, drop the ball, same guy, 4 times in a row. And eventually, Plum lost it and said, on the line. Then we started doing all the stuff that I don't dig, which is like the repeated sprints and the stuff that I wasn't born for. And we were just getting slower and slower. Eventually, Plum shouted out, hoping that his captain would come to the party and stand up and get everyone to fight a little bit harder and work a little bit harder. He said, Barney, it's not good enough. You tell the guys how many more they must do before they can go home. So I said, okay, 1 more, everyone.
That's when Plum realized he's got the wrong captain.
Did he at least have a bit of a laugh when he said that, or was he still quite serious?
I was breathing through every single hole in my body, so
couldn't see straight anymore.
I don't think he found it funny at the time because the mood wasn't great at the time after a lengthy amount of fitness. So I'm hoping he did laugh about it over a beer and he tells the story. But yeah, he was expecting me to go like 10 and I was just like, okay, guys, 1 more.
But Barney, you are a bit harsh on yourself calling yourself fat. You're just a big human being, but actually very fit. So yes, I think you're in very good shape. But the fact that at what you're about 115 kgs, right? So to be able to do, let's stick to 115. To be able to do 5 epics, you've done the half Ironman 5 times, and 1 full Ironman. But I want to get to the time you did the full Ironman, because didn't you finish the epic the 1 week? And then, on the weekend, you did the full Ironman.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I wasn't my best.
Why? Why would you? Why?
If I remember correctly, I think that I wasn't planning to do that Ironman, and my mate John Slade had to pull out for an injury, and it was a few weeks before, and I was sort of fit from epic, so I thought, we'll see how it goes. So I just put my hand up. To do it, but I think if I can remember correctly, I did 1 10K run and 0 swims. So I was flying it. I mean the hard part is the bike. The bike's long, and you're not allowed. I mean, it's, to be fair, triathlons are for it's a strange sport. It's basically a sport if you don't dig talking to people and you don't dig.
To all the triathletes listening to watching the show.
I mean, obviously, for us as rugby players, it's a foreign concept. That just doesn't happen.
You ride the bike, you're not allowed to be within 12 meters from behind, and you're not allowed to be within 12 meters on the side. So you can't chat on the bike. That's after you've swum, and no one can talk in the water unless you're Aquaman. So you can't. You just basically jump in the water. You get out an hour and a half later, jump on your bike. You don't speak to anyone for 6 hours. You're not allowed to. And by the time you get to the run, you don't want to talk to anyone because you've got nothing left. So I did one. It took me, I think I was 15 hours on which is about double the time that normal athletes would do it in. But I did eventually get to the finish line. I started in the dark, finished in the dark. Had such an amazing experience that I would probably never do one again.
Well, it's phenomenal. I mean, I don't think I would ever. I mean, I've never even.
John can't cross the road without injuring himself, so he's got no chance of doing an Ironman.
I haven't even got close to running. I don't think I've ever run more further than 10 kilometers or ride a bike further than 20 k's. So you smashed that, and that after doing an epic. So you were saying it's like the average like 6.5 hours for the Ironman, right? And you don't talk to a lot of people. So if you don't really like your wife, it's a sport that you need to take up with her, right?
I guess so.